We are building a direct-to-consumer supplement brand, and this is how we work with brand positioning in a red ocean.
Okay. How about you go without the shirt at all?
Du var statist med reklame. Man tester forskellige budskab. Det her gør lektion på, hvordan vi tester en annonce. But first, let's talk about the product we are launching. It's electrolyte powder mix. And since the product isn't revolutionary in itself, it's a red ocean. Yes, we are doing a custom formula, but that's not enough in itself to differentiate it from the competitors in the eyes of the consumer. And from a business perspective, this is a bad choice. But from a perspective of doing an ongoing case study, this is perfect because it puts so much more pressure on the marketing and the positioning of the brand itself. So let's dive into how I approach this process.
Yeah, trendsetter, whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center.
Personally, I've taken supplements since I was a 3-year-old kid taking my multivitamin in the morning. But in the last 3 years, I've developed an actual passion for supplements and health in general. And last year in a vlog I made about health and supplements, it became clear to me, like I had almost an epiphany about that these health interests and these supplements that I take all fueled the same goal: mental clarity and performance. So that was the personal story that ignited this whole process. But as you probably know, an audience of 1 is not enough. But at the same time, I saw this tendency, I want to call it almost like a societal movement. And this movement probably also affected myself, that health became cool. And we saw this with the rise of influencers, you know, the likes of Andrew Huberman from the Huberman Lab and Brian Johnson, who wants to reverse his aging. And the terms biohacking and longevity became household terms, and the search for these terms has also risen quite dramatically the last few years. In short, it became sort of a status symbol that health is wealth. Hvad med i forhold til det e-mail-oplæg? Nu har jeg slet ikke tænkt min mail, da jeg falder til netværksmøde i dag, men hvad er status der? Meanwhile, I experienced other founders showing interest in the health topics that I had in my vlogs. They asked questions regarding my training splits, whether I prefer the Whoop band or the Oura ring, or what kind of supplements I was taking. These questions were asked by only other entrepreneurs. So here we have a demographic that constantly seeks to evolve and perform both in business but also in life in general. And I saw these same people proudly participating in debates on LinkedIn regarding their supplement stacks. So what I did was I did a smoke test where I did a poll on LinkedIn asking how many of these business people were actually taking supplements and how many supplements they were taking. And let me read the results to you. With 159 votes, 72% took at least one supplement, while 38% had a supplement stack of 3 or more supplements. And in a later poll with 49 votes, 31% of these respondents took supplements for mental performance specifically. Combining these smoke tests with my existing knowledge about supplements and the ease or difficulty of getting the right ones, we chose to focus on electrolytes. And now it was time to check the scientific research. And when we did a deep dive here and the results came out solid, this was the product we needed to sell. Of course, I couldn't help myself but to think of content when we did the brand positioning. It's just so deeply ingrained in me. And we still have a whole video dedicated to content strategy only, but I just want to mention that I use this core audience model to dive even deeper into who the core audience is based on how we're going to communicate to them. So when you look at this model, what I want you to notice is difference between our core audience messaging and how we're going to align the content visually. Because our visual appeal is actually going to cater to the total consumer pool, while the messaging, like the message target, is very, very niche on the core audience. In the visual aspect, appealing to the whole consumer pool, we're going to make it feel like a healthy alternative to a soda, while when we work with the core audience, we are focusing on the tagline powering the corporate athlete, which more or less really pinpoints who is the target audience. It is the corporate athlete. And it's just something that's stuck with me. Like, I think it's so cool. It has associations to something superhuman, almost like supernatural. When I hear the term, it makes me think of someone in complete balance that just goes straight into a task and executes it perfectly. You know, a Terminator-like figure that enters the building and leaves when the job is done. A real-life superhero. And then I started doing some research and I found this article from Harvard Business Review, and it really encapsulates like our main core audience, like our main target. It has this mainstream packaging of sports and a sports icon, but put into the context of team leadership. So this article was put into my file, both in regards to our content strategy, but also in regards to defining who is the core audience. So this is our brand positioning boiled down to one sentence: powering the corporate athlete. And just like last time, if you have any questions you want me to answer, please put them down in the comment section. In the next video, I will dive deeper into the more conventional brand building elements like logo design, naming the brand, and designing the packaging. Remember to subscribe. I'll update you again in 2 weeks, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Tell me what it's like to live with superpowers. I don't know, but I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I just know that I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it.